At Locomotion Powersports here in New Jersey, Bergen County. And look what we got. I was very intrigued by this bike because I just seen it the other day, and oh my god, they just made so many changes. And I definitely want to do a ride review video on this bike, because this is the new Himalayan 450. I guess it's really a 452, but they call it 450. Brand new motor, single cylinder. It has the 21 inch front wheel on it now. It's totally different. They totally revised this bike. 15 more horsepower. I'm not sure how much torque, and it's just got a lot more rider aids, ride modes, and the total bike is different. I think the clearance, the ground clearance is better. The suspension is much better. It's liquid cooled. The whole frame, the whole bike is different. It actually looks more of like a proper ADV bike. And what's crazy is, let me get on this thing. This is the demo bike, but they had this bike with the bags, so no need to take them off. But what's crazy about this, it's only $5,900. That's not out the door, obviously, but it's only $5,900. So we're gonna take this thing for a spin, because I did ride the previous year model. I did ride that. It wasn't too impressive because it only had 25 horsepower, for crying out loud. Air cooled, you know what I mean? The thing's like screaming if you're trying to do like 70, 80 miles an hour on a highway. But wow, the riding position is super, super comfortable. Alright, let's go. Let's see how this thing is. Wow, the riding position, to begin with, the riding position is really, really comfortable. It's like, like proper ADV style. Because I'm 6 foot 2 inches tall, I would definitely need either the pegs about an inch or two lower, or an inch or two bar riser. So this way I would be super comfortable in the standing position, being able to stand on the bike and ride. Because just how it is now, I feel it's still, my back is kind of still a little bit hunched over, if that makes sense. Let me see. Yeah, I would need about an inch and a half riser on the bars, and I'd be good to go. So yeah, so what else do I know about this thing? I'm not one of those channels where I'm going to give you every single spec. I'm going to be honest with you how the bike rides and feels, more so than give you all these specs. But I'll tell you what I know. New TFT display. It looks pretty nice. It actually looks really nice. And ride modes. It has ride modes, ABS, traction control. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's got like a 4 or 5 gallon tank, and you should be able to get about 250 miles or a little bit more on, that's what they're saying, on a tank of gas, which is incredible. That's some crazy fuel mileage. Crazy. And I'll probably keep saying this throughout the video, it's only $5,900, which is absolutely insane. That's nuts. So you figure like $6,000, and then you figure like what, $450 for taxes and whatever other fees are included, so not much. But that is a crazy price for, an adventure bike. It's got the 21 inch wheel, super, super comfy. I love the riding position. It feels like a true ADV style motorcycle. And once we get into some open road, I'll let you guys know how the power feels and stuff. but I'm in fourth, lugging at 4,000 RPM. And I mean, it goes, don't get me wrong, it's only 40 horsepower. It's not 180 horsepower, it's only 40. But it feels really nimble. And at almost 50 miles an hour, I'm not really getting any wind buffeting on my helmet and stuff. I feel it kind of a little bit in my chest, but it's nothing bad. Oh, another thing, check it out. So we got fifth gear. This got 6-speed, which is amazing. That's awesome. Gearbox is nice and, how should I say, it's smooth somewhat, but it gives it like a good feel. Like when you put it up into gear or downshifting, you know that it gives you kind of like 100% like notice that, hey, I'm in gear. So you kind of feel it. You feel it going in gear, which I like. Fly-by-wire throttle, but yet they did not put cruise control. And I know they're trying to keep the price down and stuff, but I mean, they're obviously marketing this bike as an adventure bike. You're going to do a lot. You know, this is not like a dual sport or dirt bike where you're not going to do a lot of miles on the highway. You're going to be doing a lot of miles on the highway with this bike. So how could you not put cruise control? It can't cost that much. Even like aftermarket cruise controls, you know, that you buy, there's some brands out there, they're only a couple $100. So I mean, the manufacturer could have probably, I just don't see how they can't put cruise control on these bikes. Even the Yamaha T7, even the new one, it's fly-by-wire now with no cruise control. You could buy aftermarket cruise control, or you will be able to. I forgot, there is one company that makes it for other bikes, like the 701 and 690 Enduros. But I mean, how could you not put cruise control on this bike? You know, that's cruise control is like, believe it or not, is I keep saying that. That's why I love cruise control on my, you know, S1KRR. But you know, cruise control, a lot of people want that. And I don't think it's such a big ask to to have cruise control on a bike. Even if this bike cost another $100 or $200 more to have cruise control, or even $300 more, would probably make or break the deal. You follow what I'm saying? Like it did for me with the sport bikes. Like I didn't want to buy a lot of sport bikes because they just didn't have cruise control. So I mean, it's got some pep. You could definitely feel the torque. It's like if you lug it at like 4,000 RPM, it's not gonna friggin' smoke the tire loose, but it moves. I think it's, honestly, we'll see when we get on a highway, but literally like on these backcountry roads, I mean, you don't need any more power to have fun and to get from point A to point B, or to, you know, go on the road from point A to point B just to get to the next trail and stuff. You know, obviously the other bikes like the 701, 690 Enduro, they come in at about what, 70, 72 horsepower, so that's a lot more horsepower. But then again, you're paying double. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that you're paying double. That thing feels pretty good in the twisties. Oh, and I forgot, I got the aluminum or steel, I don't know what they are, panniers on the back. I got the 2 side cases and the top box, which me personally, I wouldn't have. I'd rather have soft luggage and keep all that weight nice and low. And it's obviously less weight. But honestly, this is definitely one of my choices for my other channel, just to do some really cool adventures next year, starting into spring, and just going out, you know, and put a good set of off-road tires on here, and just get out onto some dirt trails and just get into some off the beaten path roads and do some fishing, some hiking, some camping style, you know, moto vlogs with a bike. Like, because I really, like, I get it. Like, if you're loaded and you could afford a $30,000 1300 GS and take that thing off road and destroy it, which, listen, that's what happens. If you take a bike off-road, sling mud all over the friggin' thing, crash it over rocks, drop it a couple times, run it on single trail up along the brush and tree branches and all that stuff, the bike is going to get destroyed. No way to look around that. Me personally, I'm not going to do that to a $30,000 bike. That's just me. I'm sorry. You know, if I spend that much, I want to keep it in the absolute best condition. Nor do I want, I think, an over 500-pound bike to do that on. I'd rather have something lighter and cheaper. I'd rather have this, or possibly, like I said before, the 701 or 690 Enduro, or the T7, or the Aprilia Touareg, something like that. You could really get a good deal, honestly, even on a KTM 890 Adventure R right now, leftover from like 23. They're discounting. I've seen some dealers discounting them like $4,000, going for like $11,900 right now, which is insane. So that's another option, you know. But this option, oh my God. I mean, we're gonna take it. We're gonna get on a highway in a second here. It's really, really nimble. It's got more of probably more of a, like a, I'm going to say a 80-20 street, preferably for the street tire, 80-20 on this bike right now. But if you were to put some good like 50-50 tires on here, or more, a little more off-road capable tire, man, you could do some damage on the trails with this thing. You definitely don't need more power. But I'm literally focused. I'm 200, just so you guys know, I'm about 210 pounds, 6 foot 2 inches tall. So when you hit the front brake, the nose doesn't dive too hard either. The brakes could be a little bit better. This is the thing, like, I can't complain about the brakes not being better, because literally they revamped this entire motorcycle, suspension, frame, engine, I mean everything, and they kept the price basically the same. If you go to the dealer, you know, if you go to the prior Royal Enfield Himalayan, right, the previous year, 24, that bike is the same price, about $5,900. But me personally, I think you would have to agree, this bike is so much better, so much better. Not only does it look better, the suspension's better, the engine performance is way better, the electronics is so much better. So I mean, I can't believe that they totally revamped this bike and kept the same price point. That's, like, to me, it's insane. It's crazy. Great job on that, I'll tell you that right now. Because 100%, if it's this year model or the previous year, I'm going this route all day long. It's just a more capable bike. All right, so we're gonna hop on. Gonna hop on the highway here a little bit, and we're gonna see how this bike reacts. Yeah, oh, it's got way more, you can feel it, it's got way more power, without a doubt, way more power than the previous bike that only had 25 horsepower. So I mean, it's listen, it's not going to, you know, race with the cheetah, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely, I can't say it's fast. It's not fast. Do you have enough power, like passing power? Absolutely. Even in 6th gear now, you definitely have enough passing power. I can see one problem, the mirrors are just like, at this speed they're vibrating a little bit, but honestly I don't feel much as far as vibrations in the bars. just very, very minimal. And I also feel like a minimal vibration. They do have the rubber inserts in them now, but I do feel a small vibration in the foot pegs. But now going to like 86 miles an hour, I do feel quite a bit of wind buffeting in the whole helmet. It's not just the top, it's from the shoulders all the way up. I feel a lot of buffeting and my head's moving around quite a bit. So I would definitely, I believe they have a taller windshield for this. So I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, I mean, as far as the bike goes, it's very, very comfortable. You would just need a taller windshield, and it's very stable. I got it pinned right now. Let's see how fast we could go on this. Maybe 96, I don't know. '98, '99, 99. That's it. That's what you're looking to get out of it. I still have it pinned going up a hill now, and it drops a little bit. So, I mean, listen, you could get up to almost 100 miles an hour on it, and at 70, 80 miles an hour, there is enough power, at least for passing power, so you could pass a car. Yeah, I mean, even standing up, I would just need, like I said, I would need like an inch and a half ball riser, and then it would be perfect for my height. But the suspension feels really good. The bike it's a comfortable bike, believe it or not. And the seating position is really, really comfortable. It's not bad at all. But with a range of like over 250 miles, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. That's what you want, you know what I mean? You want that great fuel range, because if you plan on going like out in the middle of nowhere, you want to be able to get a lot of miles in between fuel stops. The 701, the 690 Enduro, you're only going to get 100-something miles, like low 100-something miles. Yeah, I mean, brakes are okay. They're not the greatest. I would definitely maybe just change out the pads. But they're not horrible, but they're not great by no means. Transmission feels really good. I would say like from 0 to 70, you definitely feel the power and you feel a big, huge difference. Once you pass 70, obviously it's gonna be less. But listen, it did 100 miles an hour. I mean, you don't need more than that. You definitely don't need more than that. And the bike below 70, it's got a good amount of torque. Like, you could feel it. You see? You could feel it. Bars vibrate too much. You'd probably have to change out the mirrors, maybe to some double take mirrors or something like that. But you got great visibility. I like the dash, how everything's situated. You got the tachometer on top. You got your fuel gauge. I got 23 miles left. Gear indicator. You got mile per hour. We got to make a right here. Yeah, the front brake definitely needs work. Honestly, that's the only gripe I have. That's the only gripe I have. Other than that, this would definitely be a good long distance, very affordable, super affordable and capable adventure bike, in my opinion. Absolutely. And you know what? At $6,000, man, you're not going to worry about dropping it, scratching it, you know, doing some damage to this. You're not going to feel bad about it. But man, if I took a $30,000 bike and try to do a BDR, I know people do it, but I don't know. That's just not me. I wouldn't do that. I would just feel horrible. You know what I mean? To destroy a $30,000 bike. The minute you start slinging, you know, mud and dirt on the bike, the paint's over. Paint's over. It doesn't matter if you wash it or not. The you know, the sand and the mud acts like sandpaper. That's what happens. Yeah, trans feels really good. Feels planted. Oh man, and its suspension is really good. It's super comfortable. It's plush. Transmission works really nice. Huh. I'm really impressed with it. Honestly, I am really impressed with it. I'm flat footing the bike now. You see, 6 foot 2 inches tall. I'm flat footing the bike with a lot of room. I would say you could still probably be able to flat foot your feet on this particular bike, even at probably 5'10", 5'11". The seat height isn't crazy tall. Yeah, suspension feels really good, and I think the overall look of the bike is great. You do get a lot actually for $6,000. The clutch feels, if you guys are asking, the clutch feels super smooth, really nice. I mean, you could pull it in with, you could hear it. You could pull it in with one finger or two. It's fly-by-wire now, so the throttle is super smooth. There's no cable. Yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty impressed with it, guys. Really impressed with it. Here, let me hop off of the bike so I could. I just made it back. I gotta tell them to refuel it. I got a nice kickstand, but a lot of people are asking kind of why it leans over so much. I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't mind it. But if you do have some luggage, right, it might be a problem. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if you're in mud or some sand or something soft, better risk of tipping over. But you could. That's an easy fix. You could just put a pad on a kickstand. But it's got the Vibri brakes, right? I wish it was a dual rotor in the front or just something stronger. Brakes definitely need. I would like the brakes to be a little better, but it's not an issue. Obviously, it has the better suspension. 21-inch front wheel. I believe it's got an 18 on the back. Let me see. A 17 on the back. So that's like, you know, ADV style. It's got the nice, believe it or not, nice thin exhaust. Look how thin it is. I like that, because this way if you put bags on it, it's not going to get in the way. It's like out of the way and stuff. What else? Let me see. So obviously the new motor, liquid cooled, 15 more horsepower. The liquid cooling, that's great. It's got all LED lights in the front and back. I mean, it's a really nice looking bike. All LEDs. Nice. Even the tail is nice on here and stuff like that. But like I mentioned before, I would just have some soft bags on here. Maybe some like Moscow 40s or something like that with a top bag. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, guys. But the bike is amazing, man. For $6,000, man, you can't go wrong. And again, I don't know the reliability. I try to look online, but obviously nobody's going to be able to give you reliability on these bikes. You know, the last year's model, predecessor to this one, yeah, those were bulletproof. That's been around for a while. They're known to be bulletproof. This one, I don't see why it wouldn't be. The maintenance, I think, is a lot longer on this motor Then the last, I think it's like 6,000. At 6,000, you got to do a valve clearance, and then another one at 6,000. But then after the second one, I think it jumps up to like 12,000 miles for valve clearances after the second one. You know, I guess only time will tell if these things are reliable or not. But either way, I mean, for $6,000, I don't know how you can beat it. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's it for this video. Make sure you head on over to Locomotion Powersports. I'll leave you guys the phone number to the dealership, and you guys could check it out and give their sales team a call. They have a couple in stock right now, and they're getting a lot more. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.